Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to episode number 14 of the Mary and Sam Show. It's a pleasure to be here with you again. Today we're going to talk about our belief systems and how they shape our outcomes in life. I know for myself, personally, I used to think that because I was overweight, I would never be skinny. So that was a limiting belief for me. And I thought that I was just big boned. So, that's the solution. In my mind, I was big boned. I was never going to be an Abercrombie and Fitch model. I was always going to be the Pillsbury Doughboy. That's right. So, little did I know that I wasn't just retaining water. I was actually retaining a lot of I was retaining a lot of food, come to think about it. And so a couple years back, 2012 and 13, I did some ultra distance sports where I found myself to get very skinny because I was exercising a lot more than I was eating. So it's been a challenge for me personally, going through the ups and downs, trying to balance life with my belief systems. And I realized that, okay, so I'm not determined to be fat for the rest of my life. However, it's shaped by the decisions I make. So for me personally, my belief system that, I was just big bone, and I was going to be that way.
And you were justifying it by just saying that because it doesn't feel good to face our fears and weaknesses, so we constantly say things to justify what we're doing.
Because we love ourselves. We don't want to be wrong. I wanted to prove that point. And so I kept seeing that in my life. Well, I realized that it wasn't that way. It doesn't have to be that way. And I know that I need to exercise more and eat less.
And it's a lifestyle that you've changed, not just a marathon, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to do it for life. And there's always going to be challenges to how you get to the end point. It's one of those things I have to work through. So I'm working through it again and again. So Mary, what's your thoughts?
Belief systems are very powerful, and they are pretty much based on our own past experiences, good or bad. So for example, if you go to a restaurant and you get served by a server, and that server is having a bad day and you get a shitty service that day, and it kind of ruins your day because the server was giving you a really shitty service.
Right.
You come back and you tell your friends that, oh, that restaurant is horrible. I had a horrible experience. The server was rude. And that's your belief system that you formed after the experience you had.
Right.
Now, I go to the restaurant. I totally have a different experience with that same server where he's having a great day. He's smiling. He's serving me well. And I come back and I say, Sam, I don't know. I mean, I think it was pretty good. The food was good. The ambience was pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, my belief system is different based on the experiences I've had.
Yeah.
Now, how many times in life do we go through bad experiences and we form our belief system based on what has happened to us in the past? Now, you're right what you said about the restaurant, correct?
Yeah.
And so am I. Two different people, two different experiences form two different belief systems. Right? So a belief system is not a fact. It's based on a true experience we built in our head. And we have to be careful about holding on to certain belief system based on our past experiences, because that does not mean whatever you experience in the past is going to be an indication of the future.
Yes.
When people say, I'm never going to get married to XYZ with these qualities because they went through a divorce, they had a horrible experience, and now that becomes their new belief system about their relationship. Because they had horrible experiences with that person, they don't want to get married to the same person ever again. Now that's a belief system. Now, is that going to be a fact every single time you meet someone like that similar, that you're going to have bad experiences? Not necessarily.
Yeah, and I heard this really in a good way that Tony Robbins puts this. He says, when you get a thought, right? You have a thought about something, and then it's like, imagine a table.
Yeah.
If it's suspended in air, it hasn't been solidified into a belief yet, if that is the thought.
Right.
Every time something happens and you have a reoccurrence of that thing happening,
Yeah.
you're giving that thought legs, and the more legs it gets, then it becomes a belief system. So, like if we went to that same restaurant and I saw that same server and I had a bad experience each and every time, it's going to be my belief that that place is just horrible. And it could be me, it could be that server, or whatever the circumstance, and I think that's what you're saying. And kind of in the line of work that I'm in, we always tell people past performance is not indicative of future results. Yeah. So your beliefs can, like my beliefs, totally changed after I went through that personal experience because I thought I was big boned. Yeah. That's it. Right. And come to think of it, I'm not big boned. I'm actually just eating a lot.
And so you have to really be careful what you say. Everything we say, just about majority of the language we use is based on the past experiences. Mm-hmm. So if I would give you a buzzer, if someone is speaking, every time you would recognize someone speaking limiting belief and the buzzer would go off, I would say for 5 minutes of conversation, every minute by minute you have to really have the buzzer go off, because a lot of everything we say, it's limiting us because of the past bad experiences we've had. So we keep saying that, and the language becomes so powerful because whatever we say, it's going to show up in our action. It's going to show up in our behavior. So language is so powerful and it shapes our behavior. So that's why, every time I say something, I personally consciously have become aware of that to see, is there something that I'm saying is going to limit me? And sure enough, it does. Like I catch myself all the time saying things and then I realize, well, it's no longer true anymore. Maybe it was a while ago, but not anymore.
Yeah, for sure. I know that for salespeople, this is really a big thing because they teach you in the sales process, the first step is to imagine the end result, and that being a sale. If you're not confident in yourself, you're not confident in what you're trying to convey, then that message comes across to the person that's opposite of you, sitting there listening to you. And if you're not sure of what it is that you're doing, they're certainly not going to be sure of what you're doing.
Well, you had an experience just a few days ago about door knocking.
Yeah, so I in my line of business, I have to go door knocking, and as one other gentleman that's in my office said, "Hey, let's go door knocking," and I said, "Let's go do it." He said, "Well, in the last year, I've only met like 2 people door knocking, and nobody's ever home, and it really sucks." And I said, "Well, today, William, when we go out there, you're gonna meet 12 people, and they're gonna all want to do business with you." So we went out last Friday door knocking. At the end of the day, he goes, "Sam, I met 12 people. It was really pretty interesting."
Amazing.
Yeah, it was the exact number I told him. And so it was his belief system. So, now he's like, let's go do it again. And so it just goes to show you what you think about comes about. It really, really boils down to this. The life you're living is because of the thoughts that's going through your head. And whatever goes through your head is right for you. There's no right or wrong, right? Like I thought I was big bone. That was my belief system.
Right.
Now I believe that I'm eating too much. That's my belief system. So it's not about us trying to tell you what you should believe or you shouldn't. All we're trying to say is what you hold to be your belief is going to be the outcome you see in your life. It's that simple.
Yeah, and so the belief systems are either moving us forward towards our ultimate goals, whatever that might be for you, or holding us back. So my recommendation to you is, as a coach, is to ultimately sit down and think about what is it that you want out of life or out of whatever that thing that you're trying to create, whether it's like you want to be healthier, you want to have a better relationship, you want your kids to be healthy, or you want to make more money, whatever that is. First of all, think about what you want, and then think about your past experiences, how you've had bad experiences relating to your goal. Write them down and analyze them one by one. The ones that are serving you well and it's pleasure, makes you feel good, you can go back and recondition yourself with those belief systems. For example, I walk every day for 15 minutes. That's serving you well. And if one of the belief system is that, oh, I have to run 2 hours a day in order to be skinny, maybe that belief system is not serving you anymore, because maybe that is not supporting your current lifestyle. Maybe you used to run 2 hours a day and you can't do it anymore. So you have to write down every past experiences you've had, good or bad, and identify the bad ones, get rid of them, and identify the good ones, and keep reconditioning that in your brain every single day by reciting it, by rewriting it, by talking about it, and you'll be amazed how much your actions are going to change by just doing this exercise.
Right. Well, that brings us to the end of our show this time. So if you have questions or comments, we'd love to hear them. There's some people that support us a lot. I want to say thank you to Rona John. I want to say thank you to Michelle Nazari, and anybody else who supports this show and shares them. If this message resonates with you, you think somebody else could benefit from what we're talking about, please share it. Just only takes a second. Just go ahead and click share or click like. And that way we can reach a bigger and broader audience. Our goal for both Mary and I is to help as many people as we can with the experiences we've gone through. And I think that if we can help others, that serves our community, that serves this world. It just makes it all not that much nicer. So please share, click on like, click on the comments, tell us what you'd like to hear, and until next time, thank you.
And if you have any specific questions about something else, please send me an email at marys@marynawabi.com, or send me a message on Facebook, or just simply call me and I'll be more than glad to help you. Just do a consultation, free consultation, and I've done that in the past. Otherwise, make it a great life.